I've recently had a discussion with several people about GTD and how rigid the structure really is. That's our subject today. Hi, I'm Dave Edwards. Periodically, I get to talk about GTD with its author, with its creator, David Allen. I would love it if you would subscribe to this series, and then you'll be able to see all of the videos as they are posted. So this idea actually got planted in my head when I was reading a forum about productivity, and someone was complaining that GTD was too rigid and that you had to follow it step by step by step. And as a result, it took too much time, too much energy, and it really wasn't worth it. Now, some time ago, I asked David Allen about that, and he said, well, you can't skip a step. You've got to do all of the steps. But then he also said something interesting. He said, well, this is not like, an absolute prescription that you have to follow. There is flexibility built into the system.
Well, it's a holistic model. You can't drop any one of these five phases out and still feel in control,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you can capture, clarify, and organize everything, but if you don't look at your stuff, it all crawls back in your head.
Yeah, and if you don't do anything about it, if you're not truly engaged, then actually it's frustrating because you're looking at all the lists and everything, all the information you've collected.
Sure. But usually the only reason you're not going to engage step five is because you've dropped out one of the first four.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't captured everything, so you're not sure that what you're doing is what you need to do. So you go play a computer game.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's I think it's sometimes easy to want to skip a step. Like if you want to like move fast, you think, oh, I can do that later. I can clarify that later. I can just get started. And I think that's where sometimes the frustration builds.
if you don't come back around to it, I do. What you say, I do all the time. I say, well, let me just throw that in my inbox. I'll deal with that later because I'm involved in what I'm doing right now. I need to take the dogs out to pee. You know,
Hmm.
that's the top priority right now. So everything else, here's where it goes. Then when I come back, once they're cool and I'm fine and whatever, okay, now what?
Hmm.
So it's you don't have to be involved in everything at all, and so be so anal, if you don't mind the term, about all that stuff. As long as you know how to do it and know that you have a systematic behavior that will get back to run through it again. But if you don't think you're going to empty out your email to zero at least this week, you know, hiding something or just parking away into your email does not get it off your mind. It does not handle stuff.
Right.
But it's okay if you know you're going to empty out your stuff at the end of the week anyway. You clean up, then you can let yourself get crazy and spontaneous, follow all kinds of rabbit holes.
David Allen, of course, is the author of Getting Things Done. If you're intrigued by productivity and want to be a more productive person and make the best possible use of your time, I want to tell you about an online course I created called Productivity and Time Management. It is about all of the things that you might think it is. It's not another system. It doesn't rival GTD. It is sort of GTD based. But in the series, I talk about all of the different elements and how you can apply the best productivity techniques to every element. Like, for example, how do you handle your email? What about interruptions in the office? What about Zoom calls? I mean, how do you stay productive in this crazy environment that we live in? So while the course is not about GTD, it takes the GTD methodology and applies it to the many elements of our life that keep us productive. Please check out the course, Productivity and Time Management. Go to my website, daveedwardsmedia.com, click on courses, and check out the course. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.